Well, in tonight's Environment Northwest, we take a look at the 2025 wildfire season by the numbers in both Oregon and Washington. We'll start here in the Beaver State, where the Department of Forestry announced the end of this year's season back on October 17th. There were over 1,100 fires on the state protected land, burning just over 24,000 acres. Worth noting, 94% of those fires were put out before growing beyond 10 acres. Combining state and federal land in Oregon, there were nearly 3,000 fires that burned nearly 340,000 acres, equaling around 500 square miles. Now, across the Columbia, in the state of Washington, this year's fire season ended this week, with the head of the state's Department of Natural Resources saying it was a relatively typical year, but that wildfires are becoming an all of Washington problem, not just east of the Cascades. Here are the numbers. Nearly 1,900 fires in Washington this year, burning around 250,000 acres. 40% of those fires were in western Washington, hence that all of Washington problem. The vast majority of fires were human-caused, but just like in Oregon, around 94% of fires on state land were kept at 10 acres or less. Now, Washington State Lands Commissioner said that firefighting efforts through the Department of Natural Resources were fully funded this year, but that's not the case next year, unless there's movement in Olympia.
This last year, due to tough budget times, the funding we have for wildfire prevention and response was cut in half. And if that funding isn't restored, we're going to see more fires, bigger fires, and more cost to taxpayers, more risk to property, to life, more damage to our environment.
And with lawmakers in Olympia looking at another budget deficit, he, like the leaders of just about any other state agency, wants legislatures to fully fund his department and look elsewhere for cuts.
There's never enough money to fund everything we want, but putting out wildfires is a core basic function of government that saves lives and protects property and saves us money in the long run.
Governor Bob Ferguson is scheduled to release a budget proposal in December.